Clip 1. Dish decorated with Persian figures. We enter the Maritime Trade Gallery, which is located on level 1. After you walk from the lobby through the museum label gift shop. This audio tour is 16.5 minutes long. This large gallery displays objects traded between Asia and the rest of the world from the 14th through the 19th century. The arrival of Europeans who set up trading companies in many Asian port cities spurred production and trade in artworks. In a vault room on the left, after you enter the trade gallery, you will encounter a large blue and white porcelain dish decorated with 2 people sitting in a garden at its center. With a diameter of about 48 centimeters, this large dish is about as wide as the woks used in hawker stalls, but not as deep. The flat rim is divided into sections, each filled with complex figural or floral decoration in shades of blue glaze. This division into sections made it easier for potters to standardize designs for faster production. It is a distinguishing feature of a type of Chinese export porcelain called krak, named for the Portuguese ships that first carried large cargoes of these wares. The circular image in the center shows 2 figures in an outdoor landscape, indicated by a few flowers, a rock, and the edge of a stream or pond in front of them. They face each other, seated cross-legged on the ground. A bold stroke of blue glaze rises from each forehead, perhaps to indicate a feather attached to their head covering. They lean forward, one hand raised, as if deep in conversation. One holds a cup, the other a pipe, perhaps. Seated figures in conversation is a common motif seen in manuscript paintings, ceramics, and textiles from the Islamic world. 2 narrow bands of decoration surround the central image, curling vines and dots, then upturned heart-shaped crests and flowers separated by broad leaves that resemble wings. The white flat rim of the dish features 8 panels of decoration, each separated by vertical bands of flowers, fruits, and vines. 4 sections contain flowering plants drawn in blue glaze. These alternate with scenes of everyday life in China. A Chinese scholar reads in a hut with a sloping straw roof beside a body of water. A small tree with budding branches grows near the hut. Reeds grow in the foreground. Rolling clouds mark the sky. In another scene, a clean-shaven young man with his hair in a bun and his pants rolled up to his knees poles a boat across calm waters. In the distance, you can see a wooded area, a small hill with trees, and buildings resembling single-story houses with sloping roofs at left and right. A mustachioed farmer, pants cut off at his knees, walks barefoot in another scene. He wears a wide conical hat and balances a long pole on his shoulders. Suspended from the pole are 8 geese hung by their feet, and bundled stalks of grain at each end. Behind him is the similar backdrop of a hill sandwiched by leafy trees with a building on each side. In the final scene, a barefoot farmer with a conical hat walks away. He too balances a long pole on his shoulders. A basket hangs on one side. What looks like a snake or eel wraps around the other side of the pole. In the sections between these Chinese scenes, there are flower motifs, cup-shaped blooms, petals in full display, bulbous fruits, and curling vines. Blooming flowers like these are a traditional Persian motif, used since the 13th century to decorate ceramics. A thick band of blue glaze runs along the slightly wavy edge of the dish. Small chips and breaks in the glaze reveal the porcelain body and the fact that this dish was well used in the past, perhaps to hold food at communal dinners. Many objects like this were made for Western consumers, but royal courts in China, India, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia were also important patrons and buyers. Some rulers formed collections that included works from different cultures.